First of all, I want to apologize for not making a video for the last couple of days, but today I want to talk about Esteban Ocon and determine whether he should be dropped by Alpine in regards to his performance lately and the chances that Alpine would drop Ocon. Also, if Ocon were to be dropped, who would replace him? Let's get into it. First of all, I'd like to talk about Ocon's career at Alpine slash Renault so far, since we all know about his Force India days. Ocon has won podium at the Wild Race at Sakir, where he's finished second, and has scored 76 points in his time at the team at the recording of this video. Besides his second place finish at Sakir, Ocon has had 6 ninth place finishes, 4 8th place finishes, 2 7th place finishes, 1 6th place finish, and 1 5th place finish. If I'm going to be honest, these results have been a little underwhelming considering what Ocon's teammates were able to accomplish. Last year, Daniel Ricciardo scored points in all but 3 races, and he got 8 top 5 finishes compared to Ocon's 2. Even with Fernando Alonso's horrible start this year, he's still almost doubled Ocon's points, which Ricciardo also did, with 5 top 8 finishes compared to Ocon's 1 after Silverstone. Keep also in mind that Ocon had a 4-race streak where he did not score a point and also struggled to get out of Q1 at times. While it does seem that Ocon's chassis issues that may have played a part and seem to have been resolved now given Ocon's 9th place finish at Silverstone, Alpine themselves aren't exactly encouraged by Ocon's performances and are deeming him a great second driver, which is definitely not someone who would sign for 3 years and pay a lot for. But then at the same time, they were also just kind of praise him and saying that they were going to keep him, which if we're going to keep that in mind, seems like he's going to stay. However, it also seems that Alpine's also trying to defend their extension of Ocon by saying he's on the same level of Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, or like Valtteri Bottas, which is far from the case. And even though Alpine are definitely a good bit worse than like McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes, we all can tell that Ocon is not close to those caliber of drivers. Now, it is time to answer the question of whether Ocon should be dropped. Personally, I think Ocon should be dropped because he really hasn't shown like many standout qualities in my opinion that would show that he deserves to keep the seat consistently. The big performance like his podium at Sakir have come out rarely, and he also isn't consistently good like his teammate Alonso of late, who's also been getting mid-points finishes consistently for the last streak of the season. Even when Ocon's car is working in harmony, he's just usually consistently decent, where he picks up those low points finishes and rarely does much besides that. That's not exactly encouraging that Ocon wasn't able to do well when his car wasn't working, because the best drivers who are on the big teams and who get those long extensions and contracts have the ability to make the car work no matter what the circumstances, like Alonso. And yes, while it's definitely a little bit of an unfair comparison, the drop off in performance is huge, and it's kind of concerning that he's not able to adapt his driving style because the best can do that. And is he one of the best? No, because of that. While you can definitely see Ocon's potential flash, it hardly comes enough to think that he could do it consistently. And at this point, this is his 4th year in Formula 1, and he honestly hasn't shown a ton of improvement besides those short flashes of potential we've seen. By the way, Ocon has also never been a teammate in F1. He even lost to Pascal Wehrlein in his first season in F1, and Wehrlein's been out of F1 for 4 years now. This just kind of tells me that I think Ocon should be dropped from Alpine and should be replaced by either Oscar Piastri or Guan Yu Zhou to give their junior program at least some sniff at credibility. Pierre Gasly would be the best choice given that he's French, experienced, fast, and that his mental strength has improved since his struggles at Red Bull, which would prevent him from getting destroyed by Alonso. However, that would probably be unlikely as Helmut Marko is keen on keeping him in that Red Bull seat at AlphaTauri. In my opinion, Joe or Piastri would be the more likely options to replace Ocon, and whoever finishes the best or wins the F2 title would probably get that seat at Alpine if they were to drop Ocon. We also know that if Alpine are too afraid for Fernando Alonso to destroy a young driver other than Lewis Hamilton, they could opt for a veteran option. Valtteri Bottas would be a very good veteran option, but there's definitely a chance that he would not want to be a wingman for Alonso. And then, also for a veteran option, you could throw in any of the veterans available, like Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Kvyat, into the equation, as they have experience with the team, and they're also pretty desperate to get back into F1, so it would probably a good chance that they would take the seat, although Hülkenberg's history with the team wouldn't suggest that he would want to come back after they dumped him for someone who then they would get rid of. However, the question looms over where Alpine would actually drop Ocon. In my opinion, I honestly think that because they signed Ocon to that extension, they'll keep him, because they just want to show that they made a good decision by giving Ocon time, even though probably in hindsight they know that they made the wrong decision. Also, as we all know, Alpine's an extremely nationalistic team, and having a French driver on their team gives them what they and the French people want in terms of like marketing and a lot of other aspects. This puts Alpine at a disadvantage if they were to want to drop Ocon due to the outrage and backlash that they would get from the French people, who do control 15% of the team. The only way I could see Ocon leaving Alpine is if Alpine can convince Gasly to come join the team, which would probably be really unlikely given Alpine's mediocrity this year, unless their 2022 car is great and Gasly can buy in, and that's only if Helmut Marko lets him go. The new regulations would also make it more likely for Ocon to stay, because you want to have that driver consistency to make that transition over easier, and just having a new driver just would complicate things. Also, Alpine also has not kept the same driver lineup for 1 year since they came back as Renault in 2016, so they would probably want to keep it just for the new regulations. In my opinion, these factors would probably prevent Alpine from dropping Ocon and instead keeping him, even though they might know that dropping him would be the better choice. Let me know your thoughts about Ocon in the comments, and also let me know if you have any suggestions for any future videos. I have a couple of different style of videos coming out on the way. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this video and got something out of watching it.